Hey guys, Fanboy Prime here, and I want to do something a little different with this video, and hopefully it works out the way I think it can work out. Um, we're all collectors for the most part. Everyone that engages with this channel, we're all collectors for the most part, and we all have different reasons for why we collect. Some of us are, we're spec collecting, right? We're trying to get those first appearances. Or we have those niche things that we collect, like the last issues, or we have those characters that we really like to follow, and we try to snatch up everything. Some just collect just simply to have. Some are collectors with the idea of getting things slabbed, and there are collectors like myself. I'm a reader. First and foremost, any book I buy, well, I guess I can't say any book, for the most part, the books I buy are meant for me to read. And I want to have the whole complete story. And so that's why I want to get every issue of something storyline, even a minor tie-in. If you guys have seen some of my shorts where I put my hunt list, those are books that are tied in with the Countdown to Infinite Crisis, which Countdown to Infinite Crisis and Infinite Crisis itself is my favorite period of comics. I'm a DC guy. You guys can clearly see that. I've shown very few Marvel in my videos. I'm a DC guy. And that era there of Infinite Crisis, 2004, 2005, 2006, just my favorite period of comics. It just felt like everything mattered. If something happened in one book, it was felt in a few books down the line. So that's what kind of collector I am. And as I've stated in previous videos, and you've seen, most of my hauls are Superman centered recently or lately. And that's because, as I've said before, I'm trying to get every issue of Superman, the main title, from Crisis to Crisis. From Crisis on Infinite Earths to Infinite Crisis. And it's funny because, I randomly selected 3 books, and I was like, well, I got to put this one in the middle because it's a Crisis on Infinite Earths tie-in. So it makes sense. And then, of course, these two are tie-in with Infinite Crisis. Maybe not so much Outsiders 3, but in my unofficial Fanboy Prime reading order, it does. And I want to look at one book today, and if you saw the title, it is The Man of Steel #1. So The Man of Steel #1, cover dated October 1986. It was published July 10th, 1986. So this put this book a little over 36 years old. Now, I'm late to the party. I never read the Man of Steel miniseries. I always heard people talk about it. They talked about how great it was, and that it was required reading. And I guess being a little bit of a rebel that I am, I was like, I don't need to read it. But how foolish I was. And so I'm late to the party. Maybe about a year ago, I finally decided to open it up, and I was like, I'm going to give it a read. And I can truthfully say to you guys, it is one of the best reading experiences I've ever had in my life. There's different ways to read comics. You can get a trade. You can get an omnibus. You can get a hardback, those trades sometimes. You can get it, paperback. You can read digitally. But for me, the only way to read, and I'm not going to say it's the only way because I've read trades before. I've read hardbacks before. But my preferred way of reading is the single issue, the floppy. There is nothing better to me than when you have that experience where you take a floppy issue and, what is it, 22 pages of comics, 24 pages of story, for the most part. And when you can sit there for 30 minutes reading one issue, and I know some people are like, 30 minutes, it shouldn't take that long, but not every time I read does it take that long. But we have those experiences where you pick up a book and you're so immersed in the story where when you see the image, you hear the sounds that the artist had put on the page. You can feel what that room feels like. You feel the emotion of the image you're seeing. I had that experience with this book. And I can honestly say that I had a smile on my face the whole time I read The Man of Steel #1. Nothing particularly special about it. It is just a retelling of the origin of Superman, which we all know, right? And of course, this will get retconned in a few years after 86. But if I want to read Crisis to Crisis, if I want to read Superman from Crisis on Infinite Earths to Infinite Crisis, well, I have to start here, because this book sets the foundation of what Superman's backstory, what Krypton will be, sets the foundation for his supporting cast for years to follow. And it's so good. Issue number 1's so good. I love that it's broken into chapters. And like I said, it's just a retelling of the origin story. You can see some of the art there. Not going to necessarily focus on every page. But one of my favorite things that the Man of Steel introduced, or at least for this era of Superman, the post-crisis Superman, was the Ma and Pa Kent. I'm a huge fan of Ma and Pa Kent being a part of Superman's life. You know, his tether to humanity, if you will. More so than Lois. You know, these are the individuals that raised him with the values he would have. These are the ones that would set him on the course for being Superman, for being the Superman that he is. And I always enjoy the stories where he, you know, he's dealing with some crisis, you know, that he's mulling it over in his head. He can't figure things out, or, you know, he's just seeking some counsel, and he goes to his parents. I love that. I love when he always goes back to Smallville, because that's where it started for him. You know, as they cover his origin, I do love this little page right here as it talks about when Pa learns that Clark is unique and special when the bull tramples him, and just Clark's face here. Let's see if I can bring it up. Just how his face is drawn. He's not sure of exactly what happened. It's perfect. Not sure of exactly what happened. I was scared because, you know, he just got trampled by a bull, not fully comprehending what happened. Pa Kent not even comprehending what happened. It's just great. I love it. You know, and then you see when Superman discovers he can fly, when Clark discovers he can fly. And this, you know, in this story, Pa Kent is relaying how they found him, that he wasn't, you know, their true child. I mean, he's their true child, but, you know, that he was adopted in a sense, that they found him. Just great story. Like I said, I had the smile on my face the whole time I read it because it's just good. And then, you know, right here, perfect example. This is right after Clark makes a real big public appearance. We know the story of the plane that's going to crash, and he, you know, they kind of reenacted it there in Superman Returns. And you know, he's once again going home, seeking the counsel, the advice of his parents. We can all relate to that, or if we can't relate to it, we can relate to going to someone and seeking their counsel. This is why I love Superman. He's so relatable. I don't understand how so many people can say he's unrelatable. He's too strong. He's too powerful. I mean, he is the, of all of our superheroes that we read about in all the comics, to me, he is the one that's the most human, despite the fact that he's not human. And that's what I love about Superman. But I just wanted to look at this last page. Just look at that. That John Byrne art. That's beautiful. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight Man of Steel #1. Kind of want to look at it. This is kind of something I would like to do with this channel going forward, and hopefully I'll get better at it. I didn't really necessarily have a plan on how I did this, but just kind of wanted to talk with you guys about it. Now, I have read all 6 issues of the Man of Steel miniseries. It's a lot of world building, and I do love that. I do like that. It's a lot of world building. #2, you kind of read his introduction to Lois. #3, his introduction to Batman. #4 is real big focus on Luthor. #5, you know, Bizarro appears. And #6, it's not till issue #6 that he learns that he is not human, that he's an alien. Yeah, I really, really dig it. Now, I can understand how some wouldn't. Of course, a lot of those individuals are kind of, you know, as time goes on, those individuals are passing away. But I can remember how much I disliked New 52 Superman. You know, they changed my Superman. They changed him. So I can understand how when this came out, how it could have been controversial because of how different, you know, Superman was. But for me, this is the origin of my Superman, the Superman I read when I first picked up comics in 1992, 1993. So I love this. This has a special place in my collection, a special place in my heart, because this is the beginnings. This is the origins of the Superman that I would eventually read when I started collecting comics, which began right there with the death of Superman. So for me, if I want the complete story, and I don't mean like issue by issue by issue, I just mean the real big key elements to a story. If I want the real big key elements to the complete story, I have to have this issue in my collection. It's great. So for the Man of Steel miniseries, I own number 1 and number 2. I'm on the hunt for number 3, 4, 5, and 6. I read those digitally, but I can't wait to experience reading the floppy. Like I said, that to me is truly how these books were meant to be read. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of the video. This is a video that I was really, really excited to put together. It's a video I really wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully, I was able to put it together in a manner that is entertaining, or, you know, that didn't bore you guys to death. I know I do need to work on the ums, the ands, the you knows. I'm going to heavily critique myself on that as I rewatch the video, but I'm going to try to work on eliminating those from the, here I go again. Try to eliminate those as I express to you guys my thoughts. Perhaps I need to write down a script for these videos. We'll see. But I hope you can see my genuine love of Superman, and I hope that comes off in the video, and I hope that is enough to help you enjoy this video. If the response to this video is positive and not overwhelmingly negative, then I would like it to continue this series. And next time I would like to look at Superman number 1, Superman volume 2 number 1. There's something happens in this issue that is easily missed, but it has ramifications years down the line. And it's a pretty cool thing that I learned about a month ago. I'd also like to possibly look at Adventures of Superman 424, as well as Action Comics 584, just to get a look of where the Superman titles were headed post-Crisis. So guys, thank you for sticking with this video. Thank you for sticking with it this long. Thank you for sticking with this channel as long as you have. We're up to 78 subscribers, and that blows my mind. Truly appreciative of you guys. Truly appreciative of all the comments, all the likes, your love for my son. I say this all the time. I end the videos the same all the time. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.